step seems too hard to take. Every turn feels like a big mistake. It makes you wanna close your eyes and hide. Trust yourself, even if you're scared. Don't give up, don't give in to fear. All the strength you seek, you'll find inside. Make a statement, don't hide yourself out in the open. Step into the spotlight and shine. Be the change, fall like a domino. Chain reaction that sets the world aglow. Be amazed at how it falls in line.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Melbourne. We'll start with a song. For years I would talk about how I wanted to change the world, but I always left it up to someone else to do. But then I finally realized I needed to take a stand, and that by changing my thinking, I could change my life. That's how I could change the world. So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. So let there be peace.
good-looking crew. Welcome to Unity of Melbourne. Now's the time to gather that energy together. And our speaker today, Randy Fillmore, is going to do our opening prayer.
Let's go ahead and open today in prayer. This is God's house. We come here not only to find out about God, but to find the God of our understanding. There's beauty in this place, especially where we become aware, and when we become aware, of the beauty in ourselves. This is a place of worship, a place of instruction, a place of singing, and a place for prayer. As we worship, take instruction, sing, and pray, we will find in this place our inner stillness, where we listen and hear God speak to our being. All who minister here minister in love. All who teach here teach truth. And all who serve here serve pleasantly. Everyone who comes into this place in expectation will go in thanksgiving. And anyone who comes here needing help will go feeling blessed. For this is a place that Jesus Christ or any stranger, even one of the least, would feel in it that they are among friends. And so it is, and so we claim it to be by saying, Amen.
Amen.
You go ahead.
And since we are among friends, since we are a community, I ask you to hold in prayer Cynthia Perry, our beloved Cynthia, who passed away. Tonight, early in the morning, she is our community. She is our sister. So keep her in prayer for us, right? Because who are we? Why do we gather? We gather to make a community that changes the world. In fact, that's why we exist. So, you know the drill. I want you to repeat after me. This is our why. This is the why that this community crafted and constructed together. So, we love and accept ourselves and others, and we heal our world. Together? We love and accept ourselves and others, and we heal our world. And if you want to have it close to you so you remember it, on your bathroom mirror, on your dashboard in your car, we have these cards in the back. Please take one or two. It's a great way to explain to other people what we're about. And along with the why is how do we get there? And there's 4 different ways we get there. They all kind of boil down into knowing who we are, knowing what we're here to do, and remembering our spiritual nature. So that's what we're here for. So please take one if you'd like to. How do we do that? We have plenty of opportunities for you to do that here. We have classes, we have meetings, we have things for you to find out about what Unity's about, but more importantly, what you're all about, right? So first of all, we have the Saturday Cafe, 10 o'clock on Zoom, run by a board member and a licensed teacher. All you got to do is tune in on your computer or your cell phone, and anything you wanted to ask about Unity, you can talk about. There's really no agenda, so it's all about what you want to know. And that's run by Paulette Mason, and true student Angela Victor. Also going on is the class Adventures in Unity Living, and that is being facilitated by another one of our licensed teachers. That is Monday mornings from 9 to 11 in the classroom, and Monday evenings from 6 to 8 on Zoom. So we have plenty of opportunities for you to learn more if that's what you want to do. Big thing coming up, World Day of Prayer, Unity's World Day of Prayer on September 8th. And the Village, Unity Village, is running things from Wednesday to through Thursday online, and I think that they're probably posting. Do we have somewhere a link on how to get in touch with those things? But we're actually doing something here on Thursday ourselves. We're going to have a silent sanctuary from 10 to 6 p.m., so you can just come in anytime, sit here and pray, hold sacred space, along with every other Unity church in the whole world. So you have lots of prayer energy going on there. Then from 6:30 to 7:30, we're having a sound bath meditation done by our own wonderful musicians. Yes?
And Trisha as well.
Ah, wonderful. So you're welcome. There's more information about that on the back? No? Yes?
On the website.
On the website, okay.
And there will be a labyrinth in here too.
Oh, yeah, labyrinth, so you get a chance to do that. So we're joining with other Unity churches all over the whole world to bring peace, to bring love, to bring justice, to bring equity. We can do that. Okay, I have a new class coming up. Yay, at the end of September, What the Mystics Know. 7 Pathways to Your Deeper Self, which is a Richard Rohr book, for those of you who like Richard Rohr. Very interesting, so it's going to be Tuesdays in person here and Wednesday evenings on Zoom. There's more information in the back and a sign-up sheet. So you're welcome to join us in that spiritual adventure. And our new minister, yay, Verdell Nelson, starts next Sunday. So that will be her first day. Woo-hoo! That's so exciting. You still have a chance to have a private meeting with her if you'd like to on Wednesdays between 11 and 2. She's taking appointments, so there's a way for you to get in touch with her and set up an appointment and ask her anything you want. What are you going to do when you're our minister? This is what I want you to do when you're our minister. So that's a once-in-a-lifetime choice. So apparently we're having cake for her, which is always a popular option with me. So welcoming her. But that's not next week, right?
No, the 11th.
That's the 11th. So there was a reception that'll follow service. Oh, and some gluten-free refreshments for those of us who, I like cake. Bring on the sugar, right? Another big thing coming up, the Space Coast Pride Festival. We always have a booth at the Pride Festival, so we're looking for people to man our booth. That is Saturday, September 24th from 11 to 6. There's a sign-up sheet in the back if you want to man a booth. Okay. I feel like I forgot something. No, the kids. How could I forget the kids? The future of Unity. They're meeting down the other end of the hall as we speak. So let's warm up our hands, get our energy going so we can bless them. All right, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ you are. Today, they're learning about being peace. Oh, that's good. This week's lesson is the quick coherence technique, teaching that we know how to connect to the safe, peaceful place in our hearts, which is basically heart math, if I remember it correctly. Yes. So we're teaching them young to hold that peace. I think I'm done here. My job is done, and we'll give it back to our awesome music crew.
All right. We've got a song today by singer-songwriter Sally Applegate. It's called Every Change.
I can hear you coming, shaking the ground like a freight train, threatening my footing once again, breaking my heart wide open, over and over and over, spinning me like a vortex, funnel cloud of pain. Yet every change is for my good, and I see more than I ever thought I would. Yes, every change awakens me to new things to see, new work to do, new ways to be. To be me.
Sometimes you sneak in the back door, quiet as a whisper. Drip, drip, drip on a rock, and the glacier moves so slow. It's a gradual transformation with no name I never noticed. But one day I look around me and nothing is the same. Yet every change is for my good. Now I know more than I ever thought I would. Yes, every change awakens me to new things to see, new work to do, new ways to be. Be me. As I ride this roller coaster life of change, I cannot deny it, I feel strange. Seeing what I've never seen in places where I've never been. My brain overflowing at the brim, getting what I missed before. Leaving the familiar shore I swim. Who am I now? Who is that older woman in my mirror? I don't know her. Who is she? Time's a game changer. Am I now a stranger in my own life? How can that be? For every change is for my good, and I do more than I ever thought I could. And every change awakens me to new things to see, new works to do, new ways to be. New ways to be me. Who else can I be but me?
Allow me to give you a little background on that song, because this is the story behind what you just heard. I asked the music team a couple of weeks ago if they could play this song. The problem was we could not, all we had was just the audio recording. There were no sheet music for it. None whatsoever. Deborah took it upon herself, because I couldn't find anything on it. She contacted the singer-songwriter, who's about 92 years old. Oh, that's what you told me. I figured if you gave a woman's age, then I can go ahead and repeat it.
I might have exaggerated it.
She's older than me. She didn't have any sheet music either for it. To show you the diversity of our musicians, between Deborah, Vashti, Stoney, Ron, and Fred, they wrote the chart after listening to it. They wrote all the chord progressions. They wrote all of it.
Sally, who wrote the song.
Yes.
She's amazing, you guys.
And
she gets overlooked in the posse music community. So a big hand for Sally, because she's awesome.
Sally
Awesome,
Applegate.
Awesome musician. She's watching, I think. Hi, Sally.
Please, yes. Thank you. So we're sending what was recorded, or what Joseph is recording right now. The musicians recorded another version of it earlier today to make sure that it came out okay. But we're sending it to Sally today. So thank you so much. And again, it's just a little what goes into the service for this. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. We have the best freaking musicians in the Unity movement. Okay. Do you realize it's been 88 weeks since Reverend Val Parson last took this stage? 88 weeks. January the 24th, 2021. That ended that chapter of the book of Unity Church of Melbourne. Now, in those 88 weeks, we have had a number of great guest speakers, licensed Unity teachers, a few musicians, all providing meaningful worship service. We've gone from offering services virtually, where no one was in the sanctuary, to a handful of people in the sanctuary, and eventually returning to the full complement in-person services. In those 88 weeks, we have endured the pandemic of COVID. And during the height of COVID, we used music videos to further enhance the spiritual services that we could offer. And we eventually brought the musicians back in June of 2021. And somewhere along the line, we removed the mask mandate. Within those 88 weeks, though, the constant was change. Anticipating the need to support this spiritual community during such turmoil, we've continued classes. Maggie's had a number of spiritual awakening classes. Suzette has offered some lately. Paulette and Angela have had the Saturday Cafe. We've done the Sunday Talk discussion. And in January of 2021, when things really were at their height, I began a 5-week class. It was called Trusting the Process of Change. It was based on Robert Brummett's book, Finding Yourself in Transition. That was the class that I taught, and it was part of my requirements, my skills development, as part of my credentialing as a licensed Unity teacher. Now, today, the talk is, just don't read the Saturday message that went out. It had last week's title on it. I apologize for that. This week's title is The End of This Chapter. This chapter. Because next week, as you heard Maggie say, Reverend Vernell will be here as our new minister. But it's important, I think, that we close out these 88 weeks of this chapter, not the story, not the book, this chapter. So I want to briefly talk about what this finding ourselves in transition, and as we look at it in the next 15 minutes, we look at it from the standpoint of Unity of Melbourne as a macrocosm. But in a microcosm, it applies to each one of us. It applies to each and every one of us as we navigate, as we traverse, as we move through life, the changes that occur and transitions that occur. We have to understand that in all of these transitions, we run smack into the paradox of change. And the paradox of change is we fear and we resist change. We're happy where we are, especially if we can't understand or make meaning of it. Why is this happening? How could this be happening to me? It's confusing to us. Theologian Paul Tillich references the ontological crisis. That's a condition that arises when something that has served us as a foundation or ground zero, a basis for being, when that is threatened, it's diminished, or taken from our life. Well, let's see. From a Unity of Melbourne perspective, Reverend Val was our guiding light. She was our North Star. Whoop, gone. Pandemic. Now I can't come to service. I can't come. I don't know how to work on a computer. How is that possible? When we finally brought people back into the sanctuary, we can only have 25 people in here. I'm 28 on the list. What am I going to do? How am I going to get that? Now we can come back. But I still have guest speakers every week. Doggone it. I want somebody. I want. You want. Constantly changing. Oh yeah, I remember them from 3 weeks ago or a month ago or changing. It may not be the event that alters our lives so much as the meaning that we assign to it. The meaning that we assign to it. I didn't like the speaker they had 3 weeks ago. They're coming up next week. Bah, bah. The meaning that we assign. We're not allowing ourselves to hear a message that will help us in spiritual awakening. Because we are assigning that this person has a high voice, scratchy voice. Didn't like the meditation. Whatever. So many of us experience this paradox of change almost. We fear it so much that we'd rather die than experience it. I don't want to. I will do anything in the world as long as I don't have to. But if we really look at it, every change is actually a type of death to the old way of living. To the old way of living. When Reverend Val was here and then she left, it was an old way. The same thing when Reverend Beth was here. It was a change to how we assigned spirituality, how we accepted what we wanted by not allowing. And I'd rather stay home than come and hear somebody else. I'd rather do that because it's a death to the old way. Now, as I mentioned, dying is actually a defining character of change. It really is. To live is to grow, and to grow is to change, and to change is to die to the old. To live fully is to realize that death, any type of death, is but a harbinger for new life. Now, change is not always bad. I'm going to ask you to raise your mental or virtual hands when I ask this question. How many of you came to Unity because your previous faith tradition no longer served you? Yeah, a lot. Were you unable to find meaning in that previous faith tradition? Did you fear finding something new, or were you willing to walk in the door not knowing what was going to happen or experience because the old no longer served you? And you were searching, you were seeking, you were interested in spiritually growing. You were willing to step into the unknown. It seems that when we use change as a means of spiritual awakening, this paradox of change is still a type of death. However, we grow because we are willing to make it happen. We are willing. It's on our terms. We may not understand it, but it is on our terms that change is happening. Death of the old way into the new way. Now, there are 3 individual types and stages that are distinctive when it comes to change. And each one of these actually have a special gift. They have a special gift if we take the opportunity and the time to recognize it and to accept it. The stages are endings, the void, and new beginnings. Now, transitions between endings, void, and new beginnings, Joseph, next slide, are really not defined. They really aren't. They're kind of fuzzy. And I say they're kind of fuzzy because when Reverend Val left, let's go back to Reverend Beth. When Reverend Beth left, she retired. She retired on a Sunday. Guess what? Monday, Reverend Val took over. Same thing happened when Reverend Val left. She was here on a Sunday, gone the next day. Yet, during the pandemic, well, we're doing services, we're not doing services, masks, no masks. It's fuzzy. It's fuzzy at times. And sometimes, when we are through one stage, we haven't done the work in that stage, we go back. Robert Brummett, the author of the Finding Yourself in Transition, says, "We can truly experience a new beginning only when we have fully dealt with the ending that has preceded it. Otherwise, we simply carry the unfinished business of the past into the future." We go back and relive it. Groundhog Day. And I'm the only one that's happened to, right? Okay. Hearing from the chuckles in the audience, I guess not. In Brummett's book, he quotes T.S. Eliot in this quote, "What we call the beginning is often the end. And to make an end is to make a beginning. The end is where we start from." Endings are pretty easy to spot and identify. Relationships, jobs, changes in circumstances. Here at Unity of Melbourne, the move from Trimble Road to here is one of those ends. The retirement of Reverend Beth, the departure of Reverend Val, COVID shutting down. Wow. A lot of endings. A lot of endings. Now, what I would offer, though, is we have to be very, very careful. We have to be very careful. Brummett talks about either overstating or understanding the meaning of endings for us. To overstate something, I want to go back to a Harry Nilsson song from 1971. "I can't live if living is without you." Musicians up here are humming it. Think about how many times you hear songs on the radio or the CD. Greg Tamblyn, who is a New Thought artist, has a wonderful song called Codependent Love Songs. And he basically, the entire 3.5-minute track is snippets of songs that are very much, I can't live if living is without you. But if we look at it from a serious standpoint, you're overstating, some people would call it drama. That's what it is. But on the reverse side of it is the understated. Forget the past. Get on with your life. What does that do? No good, because you're going to come right back around to it. You're not doing what needs to be done to move through that phase. Now, this next one that I'm going to mention probably is going to raise the hackles, and hopefully there's no fruit that's coming to the stage. The phrase, let go and let God. The reason I put that up there, and this is Randy Fillmore talking. Randy Fillmore's idea about let go and let God. Let go is fine. Who are you letting? Who are you turning it over to? I'm turning it over to God. God will fix it. Really? Haven't we been teaching in unity that we are divine? That we are part of the divine. So who am I turning it over to? Nobody. You're kind of burying it, is what you're doing. What I try to look at is let go and chive on. From the British World War II. Chive on. We can truly experience a new beginning only when we have fully dealt with the ending that has preceded it. Otherwise, we carry the unfinished business of the past into the future. As we accept endings as part of the natural experience in our lives, our ability to live, love, and enjoy life increases. It can't decrease as long as we honor those endings. We don't create them as drama experiences with a whole soliloquy of, oh, I'm gonna die. Or we don't bury it. We don't create a little pocket that we do everything that we can to take a little shovel, put it in a box, put it in the garden, put it out back, put it down the dumpster, and bury it and forget about it. There is no right or wrong way to experience endings. We just have to not worship them. Don't worship them at all. Endings can be likened to experiencing an earthquake, during a tornado, while eating gas station sushi. That's why people would rather die than have an ending. On that note, we leave the ending and move into the void. The void, by contrast, is flat. It's empty. It's like the picture that you see. Yes, there's water. Yes, there's a boat. But you're adrift. You don't know what's happening. You may find yourself not being able to pull yourself together or snap out of it. Many Unity workshops and classes talk about this is the time of the dark night of the soul, where you don't know which way is up or how to deal. Brummett likens the void as trying to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Now, the void touches our greatest and deepest fears of helplessness or abandonment. And we as humans, not as spiritual beings, but as humans, we'll do anything to avoid those feelings. We'll do anything. Brummett reminds us that it's in the avoidance of these feelings that is behind addictive and dysfunctional behavioral patterns. And in the void, there is little desire to keep us from these patterns. We feel vulnerable because we are vulnerable, because our former ego self has kind of fallen away. And with the ego boundaries weakened or missing, the unconscious may invade our consciousness with strange and unfamiliar feelings and thoughts. Without the familiarity of the structure or the forms that we are accustomed to, our life can feel barren and empty. If we choose to use this as an opportunity for spiritual awakening, we have the chance to view our life and our self from a new perspective without the ego defenses. And we get to see our vulnerabilities and learn to be comfortable in that. And in this view, we see ourselves as we truly are, our capital T, truth, our spiritual sense, our spiritual self, that is. Previously hidden by the ego and our humanness that we see with our eyes. So we're here. We're in the void. Don't like it, don't want to be here, but I got two choices. Chive on, or go back and relive it. Relive it. Relive it. Groundhog Day. So what are some of the ways that Brummett suggests that we get through the void? The way in is the way out. Embrace each experience fully, then let it go. That which we resist is going to... Absolutely. We embrace it and let it go. Experience it, but not get lost. Don't dwell on the feeling. Avoid making major decisions or long-term commitments. The person who made the decision may not be the same person that has to live with it. Thank you, that was Brummett, not me. I've lived it, I have lived it, and I'm sure others have too. Don't push the rope. Has anyone been able to push a rope? Don't rush the process or force anything to happen. Don't dwell on the past or recreate the old way. Don't recreate it. It won't work anyway. Trust the divine. Trust that inner wisdom. Trust it, even when you feel hopeless. Trust your inner wisdom, not what you think your inner wisdom wants or believes. Take care of yourself. Exercise, eat right, meditate, journal. Be creative. Draw, dance, sing, write. Express your deepest feelings, even if they're to the audience of you. Even if they're to the audience of you. And finally, find and utilize a support system. It could be family, it could be friends, it could be a spiritual community. The void can be seen as a passageway to becoming truly alive and truly awake. Now, that's easy, right? We say with trepidation. But we need to be careful. We need to be careful of fake or pseudo beginnings. Next one, Joseph. I'm sorry, that one shouldn't have gotten in there. We're eager to get through the void and get on with our life. We are so willing to make something happen. But actually, a pseudo beginning is not a new life. All it is a living the same old life in a new form. A person divorces a spouse and immediately marries yet another, but still encounters the same type of relationship. Same dance, different partner. Now, new beginnings aren't easy either. There are challenges. No matter how much we want to change, there is always a part of us that is fearful of change. These new beginnings put us in unfamiliar territory because we don't have a frame of reference, we don't have a perspective of what that change is and how it's going to affect us. For those of you who came to Unity for the first time at this ministry from a different faith tradition, did you have any idea of what this was going to be? Did you have any idea of how it would change you? Did you have any idea of how you would feel after the worship service? Probably not. But you were willing to make that change. You were willing to make that step. Because new beginnings put us in unfamiliar territory. It feels awkward. We feel unsure of ourselves. And if it were easy, we'd already be doing it. New commitments, a new beginning calls for new commitments. Challenges take us into concrete action, and they require discipline and some sacrifice. For a true commitment is not an obligation to something or someone outside of ourselves. It's a commitment to yourself. It's an agreement that you give up some freedom in a certain area of your life in order to enrich other areas of your life. Now, to be committed is to accept responsibility for being the creator in your life, because being willing to be a cause is greater than a reaction to the circumstances in your life. Let me say that again. To accept responsibility for being a creator in your life is greater than just being a reaction to the circumstances of your life. No great thing has ever been done without a commitment. No great thing has ever been done without a commitment. Think about the times in your life when you've had to start anew. In those instances where you were successful, that success just didn't happen. In those instances where you made changes, where you made sacrifices, where you made commitments, you overcame obstacles because you were passionate about wanting to change. That idea, that concept, that notion is so well voiced by Henry David Thoreau in Walden. And I know it's difficult to read up on the screen, but allow me to quote, "I learned this, at least by my experiment, that if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with success unexpected in common hours. He will put some things behind, will pass an invisible boundary. New, universal, and more liberal laws will begin to establish themselves around and within him, and old laws will be expanded and interpreted in his favor in a more liberal sense, and he will live with the license of a higher order of things." Mary Manning Morrissey used that as her basis for a prosperity course called Prosperity Plus. That whole idea of passion and a commitment, moving beyond words to change your life? That's what I'm asking and suggesting here today. Because we here at Unity of Melbourne have experienced endings, and collectively we have traversed and moved through the void. And now we're ready to enter new beginnings. This new beginning is not just for the staff, it's not just for the board. It takes a commitment from me, from each one of you, collectively and collaboratively. We're going to prepare for a time of meditation and contemplation. Now, I want you to consider, what are you passionate about? Is there some aspect at Unity of Melbourne that you are passionate about to help ensure that Unity of Melbourne succeeds in this new beginning? What commitments are you willing to declare? In the back of the sanctuary, we tried to mention for everyone to pick up one of these I'm willing cards. And we'll use this as an exercise. Judy, does anyone not have one of these? Judy, could you bring those out, please, and she'll pass them around. Now, are you willing to commit to being of sacred service? If you keep your hands up so Judy can pass those on. Some of the opportunities for sacred service include a greeter, hospitality, grounds beautification, prayer chaplain. Those are just some ideas. You can put those in, you can add to them. Are you ready to commit as a recurring donation as opposed to change in your pocket? Are you willing to enroll in classes or workshops to enhance your spiritual evolution? What are you willing to declare? What are you willing to commit to? In just a few moments, while the musicians are singing, we'll go into a meditation. Vashti, after the song, Vashti will be playing a gong during the actual meditation. And we still have a few others. So musicians, go ahead and do I'm Willing, and then that'll give the rest, the folks, an opportunity to get this.
I'm willing to change my life. I'm willing to shine a little light. I know that change may not come today, but it'll be worth the wait. I'm willing. Yes, I'm willing. Going out on a limb today. Feels like I'm finding my way. I was driving the wrong way down a one-way street. Then I realized I'm in the driver's seat. I'm willing to change my life. I'm willing to shine a little light. I know the change may not come today, but it'll be worth the wait. I'm willing. Yes, I'm willing. I've been spending some time alone, way out of my comfort zone. Can't keep doing the same old thing and expect it to turn out a different way. I'm willing to change my life. I'm willing to shine a little light. I know the change may not come today, but it'll be worth the wait. I'm willing. Yes, I'm willing. Life is my teacher, time is my friend. I'm gonna follow my heart to the end. Ain't no stop sign on this road. The further I get, the lighter my load. I'm willing to change my life. I'm willing to shine a little light. I know the change may not come today, but it'll be worth the wait. I'm willing. Oh, yes, I'm willing. I'm willing. Yes, I'm willing.
Let's go ahead and get comfortable in our seats as we hear the rain falling on the roof. The gong has been used for thousands of years as a means of clearing, cleansing, healing. I appreciate Vashti playing the gong. As we take a few moments in the silence and in meditation to identify and declare our passion. What is ours to do as Unity of Melbourne experiences and enjoys a new beginning? The plan unfolds. The sun went down on Tuesday. It was a full day. It dawned with all the fresh innocence of a new day. It unfolded its morning with promise, with plan, with vision, with dreams. A full noon crowned its zenith. Then almost imperceptibly, the shadows began to lengthen. Not unpleasant, but welcome was the shade of the afternoon. The plan had been revealed, the vision cleared, the dream became retrospect. The sky began to spread the news that the day was done. The sun went down on Tuesday. Wednesday dawned with its own promise. Oh God, of all the days complete, help me to understand the beginnings and the ends so that I may let go of the past, and in doing so, go renewed and free into the new day you plan for me. And so it is, and so we claim it to be. And so we declare it in our own way. And so it is. Amen.
Okay, a nice deep breath together. Breathing in. And now is the time that we celebrate our abundance, the principles of generosity and gratitude. This is something that we can do to expand our own higher self, to bring that higher self from within us to the outside. So here's what we're going to do. You see a basket up here. You're invited. Those of you who feel you can do it can come up and either put your gratitude statement in the basket, an offering if you're so inclined, and bring up your I'm willing statement and put it in the basket as well. And when you come up, grab an affirmation from the second basket that you can take with you to consider, contemplate during the week. It's amazing how what you pick out there is exactly what you need usually. So we're going to do that while our music team plays some meditative music. And I think that's what we've got. Oh, yeah, prosperity affirmation. Sorry about that, guys. So, let's say that together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 I'm so grateful.
We bless these offerings destined for Unity of Melbourne and are grateful for all of the ways in which each of you in this spiritual community continue to support this ministry. These manifestations of abundance will be used in faithful stewardship. We bless the gift. We bless the giver and hold the conviction that each of these blessings will be manifest in your life 100-fold, and so it is. Amen.
Together, our powerful community, one more time. What a wonderful feeling. I'm so glad everybody is here. You are the church, as Fillmore reminded us. Not the building, not any organization on paper. The church lives in each one of us. Yay. Next week, Reverend Vernell will be here, so look forward to that. Woo-hoo. However, thank you, Randy, not only for today, for holding us together through all those transition pieces that you told us about in your talk, because that is the man that did it. Ask his wife, she knows. And of course, thank you for this is from Sally Applegate. No, I am 81, not 92. I am in Indianapolis, was music director of Unity in Indianapolis for 13 years in the past. That is an inspiration for ladies of a certain age. And by the by, thank you for our awesome music team. I mean, you know, one of our greatest blessings. Music is the soul of the worship experience because it bypasses the head stuff and takes you straight to that inner place. That's wonderful. Of course, our tech team keeps us perking along. Woohoo! Thank you so much. I call them the young wizards because they are. And all of our greeters, all the people that work in the kitchen, and of course, right now that's just one person, Mickey. You know, we used to have a huge team, but thank you so much. And thank you for everybody that's with us virtually. We realize it's not always possible to be here in person. This is why we do our virtual services, and I am assuming we are going to continue to do that because the virtual age is upon us. So we have wonderful technicians to do that. And thank every one of you who decided to be here in person or virtually. You are the church, as I said. That is so important. And I think that's all except for our prayer for protection. So please say this along with me. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love. The power of God protects me. I am the power. The presence of God watches over me. I am that presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Amen and amen. See you next week, or maybe even before. Bye-bye.
Bring it on. Everything new. Everything different. everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through crying, I'm through waiting, I'm through hoping against all hope. I'm through longing for something gone that'll never return. I think I finally learned to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. So bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I know it's gonna be everything new.
When a step seems too hard to take, every turn feels like a big mistake. It makes you wanna close